How's it going, Blazers? Working to bring you specifications you can relate to so you can have an educated decision on your purchases. So this is talking about Blade Show West. So 2019. So these are just placeholders. I did not get these at the show. These showed at the show. They weren't there. But these are the ones that I'm just putting there so you can look at something. But Blade Show was just amazing. So a lot of it is just the people that you're able to run into. So the video that I'm going to have after this, so stay tuned if you want to just do a walkthrough. I wasn't able to do the interviews that I did last year because I was kind of stationary. But that's where you'll be able to kind of see what the venue looked like. Hopefully it increases over time. So this is kind of the second year since the reboot that it came back. So we're at about 238, I believe, different vendors to take a look at. So the difference between that, I mean, Blade Show Atlanta had about 2,000 vendors. Blade Show West had about 200. So it is a smaller venue, which is good and bad. So the good thing about it is you can spend a little bit more time actually talking with the brands, the designers, the makers, and that's where that's a good thing about it. And then the bad thing about it is you don't have everyone there as far as different vendors that you want to see. So you have 2,000 at Blade Show Atlanta. So especially since the big room I hear is just rampant. It's just busy and it's just run, 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 just trying to get through it. So it's just a lot of going. And then you have a small room also. So if you go to Blade Show Atlanta, at least for last year, they had two rooms. So a lot of people started either at the small room and didn't know there was a big room, or they started in the big room and didn't know there was a small room. So that's something that wasn't great for some of the vendors that were in either one. But that's just some of the difference with it. But the people that you're able to run through, and that's where like the community. I mean, it's a large community. There's a lot of different companies involved in it. But it seems like even as far as designers that are kind of at the top of their game, really up and coming, they're really open to just talk to you and actually just kind of like talking to a person instead of talking to the celebrity, even though they are somewhat a celebrity within the knife community. So that's something that's really nice about it. So that's one thing that I really appreciate as well. So we're going to do a walkthrough for everything and then kind of see what the show is like. And then also check out some of the custom knife makers out there too. Because I said in the video, there's one that is really, I thought was fantastic. It's kind of on my I guess it would be my grill list now to get one of his knives. So stay tuned to see who that might be. Refer back to some of the old videos if you want to see some of the interviews that I had, as well as the Atlanta version, as well as the Blade Show West 2018 version for that. But if you want to see, the only thing I picked up was this. I got a lot of mats. So thank you to Zach Stuff. He picked up some mats. He came around, dropped some off. So very much appreciate that. And then the one knife that I did want, that I was going to get, that I did handle, and I was like, oh, that's really cool, was a Civivi shredder. So if anybody experienced the Arius, it has like a distinct sound when it opens. So it's kind of weird to go, like, you have a knife to cut, and then you're talking about sound, like why? So if you get into it, there's certain knives that have a different sound, something that just draws you into it when you open it. Like a lot of people like the sound of this knife. So if you like the sound, that's something that kind of adds to the experience for the knife itself. So that knife, the shredder, had a distinct tink when it opened. It was just very, very cool. So I walked around. I was like, oh, that's really cool. Came back, went back for it, and of course it was gone. So it will be out at some point. So hopefully I'll be able to see it. But that is what happened with that. So great designers out there, great folks. Was able to spend time with like Dylan Mallory. Also spend time with Dan Designs Adrian. So had dinner, hang out with some other YouTubers as well. So this is something that kind of brings everything together as far as that community, that aspect of things. So if you have not been to one of these shows, kind of make it one of your things to go out there and actually experience So even the pit that they put on for the pit party, it was actually really kind of relaxed. I thought it was going to be a really different venue, especially since you had to RSVP for it and kind of get into the party. But when you got in there, I mean, there was food carts outside that were actually very good. Fish and chips was actually really wonderful. And then you actually went in, you could sit down, talk with folks, have a little bit more relaxed feel, and then show off some knives. So I was able to handle like some expensive ones, like even the what was it? Some of the knives, the Spectre. So the Holt Blade Spectre, version 2, version 3. Version 3 is fantastic. So that kind of met up to that. And then Norseman, I was able to handle one of those. I didn't handle one of those before. It's okay. It's not something that I'll be like, yeah, I need that knife. But a lot of cool things, and you can handle those things at Blade Show. So plan for Blade Show West 2020 if you're going to go to that, or Blade Show Atlanta 2020. So some of those things fill up pretty quick. So a lot of talking, 6 minutes in, and then we'll go into the walk around. So stick with that, and we'll see what the show looked like. If you would like to watch it, fantastic. If you would not want to watch it, you're probably gone already. So thank you very much. Check out Blade Show West 2019. Oscar Blazers, we're going to bring you specifications you can relate to so you can have an educated decision on your purchases. We're at Blade Show West in Portland. So we're going to be walking to the show. You get to experience the show with me because I have been stationary and I have not been able to see the show. So you do have the chart here. So as we see, you walk in and then you have all these people to look at. This is the exhibition hall. Now you're going to have about 230 vendors. Blade Show Atlanta has probably going to be about 2,000. So you're going to have a little bit different for that. But we're going to start from this left side, go around and see if we can make it through the entire exhibition hall. We do have Brian Ty knives. So Brian Ty is awesome stuff. I do love a lot of the knives here. Then you have Hogue, and you also have Chris Reeves knives here. So they have the new 31 that's at the show. They don't have any for sale because they're kind of their demos, but you can kind of see down here.
Nice. You guys don't have any of the fixed blades?
We didn't bring any with us.
You have the
no,
dog down there as well. A lot of cool knives here. So good display for it. They're doing a lot of good work for Hogue. And then they do a lifetime sharpening as well, so that's something to really check out. Something that actually would be a pretty good thing to do for their company. So they don't get a lot of credit for what they do. So I think that's one thing that's kind of not great. But even this knife is one of my favorites as far as the X1 microflip. As far as that knife there. Microtech, of course, you do have some really cool knives. So anybody interested in you got that type of stuff. John Wick. Anybody a fan of John Wick? That's going to be some pretty cool stuff there.
You too. Enjoy it.
Really cool knives over at Microtech. So if you want to check any of those out. SOCOM. Little pen. Nice stuff. There's Spyderco. Spyderco's over at the show. Kind of waiting for the Sage 5 Lightweight when that comes out. You guys have the Sage 5 Lightweight yet?
We do not have
no, not yet. Okay. No problem at all. So a lot of cool stuff over here. There's a chaparral with Refure Nope. So really cool handle material. Yeah, ZT Kershaw provide free sharpening. They do that at every show. You also have the Wesson brand. Wesson is pretty cool. They have their micro. They also have the almond as well. So we got the guy back there showing off some stuff as well. So G10, you got the carbon fiber. I'm not G10 titanium for the almond. You got some right here as well. That's right there. So cool stuff. Great campaigns, great knives for them as well. So you have also a deep carry pocket clip that's coming out. So it's not available yet. So some of the Kickstarter ones did order them. They are not there yet. So almost missed Benchmade. So Benchmade here. So we're just doing a walkthrough of the show to see kind of what's going on. They have a lot of custom knives that's available currently. So you can actually do a customization of your favorite knife. Pick up your blade steel, some of the pivot collars, some of the pocket clips you can kind of see in the box. A lot of different things to choose from for Benchmade, so that's a pretty cool little thing there. Yeah, Leatherman has the free series. That's a pretty cool item. I handled it. It was not something that I really enjoy too much. So that's something that is there if you like it. Mode 1 has some pretty cool inexpensive knives that are out there based out of Vancouver. So that's something that you can pick up as well from Mode 1. Then you have Worksharp. That's here doing some free sharpening. So that's a pretty cool thing as well. So they are based in Oregon as well. And you have Heretic. They do a lot of automatics. So you have these here. So cool stuff. You have some of their folders there. Then of course you have Wee Knives, Civivi. One of my favorites is right actually here. So there's actually now I forgot the name of it. That will come to me eventually. As far as the name for that one, the Bullet. So that one's a Bullet. So you have a lot of different things here. Some new folders as well. So they have some lockbacks that are coming about that are new. They had some prototypes at the show. And the case. Some of their customizations. A lot of customizations available through Wii. They have a lot of their items that are available. We got a few people buying some stuff as well.
Hey man.
So Therapeutic Edge, also women carrying knives. So check out their stuff as well. Some pretty cool things that they have going on. So as you see, I mean, you can walk through the show and then actually taking the time to actually look at a lot of things. You can do, spend the whole time here, spend the whole 3 days, actually enjoy what's going on at the show. You have Holt Bladeworks, and they seem to be sold out of all the things. But Holt Bladeworks, for the version 2 through the version 3, over at the pit party, they actually had somebody with the 2 and 3, and it was very, very cool. Upknife is the one that actually is doing his product. Now, so there's a lot of multi-tools that are really compact, really well done as far as how that works. Emerson as well. And then this one here is a pretty cool one too. So for Quiet Carry, he has some new products as well. And also took away 2 awards. So you have some pretty cool stuff as well for them. Sorry about that.
Check this out.
Oh, check that one out as well.
It's a mini flipper.
Oh, yep. Comes with everything with your keys and all that. Very cool. So Liang Ma's table. Now, one of the folks that actually kind of made me think about what to do with the channel, because he said, like, what makes you different? So that's one of the things that kind of sticks with me as far as what I would think. DEF CON is actually one that actually has some pretty cool stuff. Jack Farmboy now likes their products as well for DEF CON Tactical. And then you have the Gearhead knife from Mantis Knives. It's a pretty interesting design too. So you've seen it in Battle Box for some of the things as well. So it's one that actually has a little lever for it that you can actually use for the knife. So you don't really know how it works until you actually get it in hand. You just put that down and actually able to open it pretty well. So that's how that works. So very interesting design for it as far as how that opens. So thank you very much for showing those things off as well. So it had a really cool flipper combination, not a flipper, but a Balisong competition. So I think Blade HQ posted a lot of it to their Instagram. It's really amazing stuff, really things I would hurt myself a lot on, but that's where they have all these things. So we're gonna be walking through a little bit, but that's all the leaderboard as far as who won. So you can actually see as far as the brackets go, who actually won the competition. Right there, so really cool stuff, but yes, I would hurt myself a lot. So Best Tech, now they're packing up a bit. You do have the squad, so all the people doing their own Balisong tricks. So you have all these. So for Best Tech, B-Knives. So B-Knives have some pretty cool little things. I mean, they have a little itty bitty one here. I mean, that's a little knife. They have some other things that are little kits that come out as well. That's pretty cool. So a lot of this you're experiencing as I am. So I haven't actually been able to walk through too much because I've been pretty stationary as far as where I am. So that's where you're just kind of getting an opinion and a walkthrough as I am for the show. And hopefully it's somewhat interesting. If it's not, then, well, you're probably not watching already. So stick with me as I keep on walking through the show. Then I'm going to go back to my booth. Melissa here. So Bradford knives, some really cool stuff. And there's a lot of custom makers that they might get upset about it, but as far as like compared to a Sebenza, their knives are smoother than some of the Sebenzas as far as the custom, and they're not too far from pricing either. So you have CRKT, Smoky Mountain Knife Works, so they take care of a lot of the vendors for the show. A lot of good products as well. Hopefully we can get into them. But as we walk through, I mean, you're going to go see a lot of these vendors. As I'm going through at a pretty good pace, and we have a ways to go. There's going to be a lot of the ones. This is another vendor here. He has some really smooth knives. So there's a custom maker there. Daniel Stuckey. You have another sharpening service, the Wicked Edge system. So a lot of things available, a lot of demos. You can kind of see what the products do, what your product, or how sharp you can get your knife, what things you need to take care of them. Also different products as far as different woods, different tools available to you to actually do the job as far as making your own knives. So you have some laser engraving, which is really cool. And you come up to all these type of things as far as the wood handles and everything. Then you have Kayla Cummings, Printable. And then you also have the S and W Knife Works. So really cool things here. So as far as some of the things here. And did add in a pocket clip as well. Now, so if you're missing a pocket clip and you want one, they do offer that now. So more materials here as we go kind of up and down. So not too much for these. Some still custom makers available for the show. That's kind of what the Blade show looks like. So you're going to have all these different vendors kind of throughout the area. And then there's going to be some, just look at all the listings as far as what you feel is going to be something you want to look at and actually get a game plan for it. Now you have artists in there.
It's made out of this, I'm not food for any of that stuff. But like if I see it.
And then you have, of course, we're going to end up with the folks that brought me to the show as far as QSP, quality service price. So you've seen, I also had a video on Mike Emler's channel as he came over and kind of took a look at things as well. So this is everything that's available. There's 28 different models available for the show. And these are some of the ones here. A Worker was kind of probably one of the more popular ones for the show as far as that goes, but this one here, this company is one that kind of puts the Sebenza to shame in a sense. That's going to be these knives here. So awesome knives.
Well, that's where
So from Tom Buckner. So these knives are amazing, very smooth, very awesome. So check those out as well as far as something to get into, because if you're in the market for something like a Sebenza, you'd actually really like those as well. So have a good morning, day, or evening, and thank you very much.